Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning into Viewpoint on 96.3 FM. Before we start off with our wonderful guest here from Logan County Tourism, a special shout out and appreciation to all the athletes, and not just, so when you go to the ball games, and so whether it be a girls game, boys game, a special shout out to, the team managers, the band members, chorus, dance line, cheerleaders, also to the kids working concessions for their special trip or whatever school project. And so a special shout out to all of those, because it does take a village to put together a game, an event. So special kudos, and special kudos to the parents that drive the kids to all the practices. So
it's kind of like those memes you see on social media where there's the iceberg with 10% above that you see and 90% below that you don't. So you see the game and the athletes, but there's all those officials and administrators and, like you said, all the other personnel.
So sit back and kind of thank everybody and take a look in and kind of enjoy what it goes into putting and hosting a game. So special kudos. Today on Viewpoint, we have Alice Roate from Logan County Tourism. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Sure. So we have a lot going on in the area for the month of December. I mean, there's, if we miss something, folks, we apologize. And if you want to call in and got any questions, the phone number is 217-648-5510. I know we do need to highlight, I got it on our Facebook page, that today is the last day to sign up to have a float entry for the parade next week. Is that correct?
Yep, today's the last day. We'll keep it open up until midnight. Any of you people who are staying up a little later, you still have time up until it hits midnight.
Okay, wonderful. It's a very easy Google form. I see there, just a link, click and put it in. How many entries do you have so far for the parade?
We're at 60 right now, which is great. That's probably the highest we've ever gotten sign-up wise, so we're very excited to have everyone, and now we just got to hope for good weather.
Right. Now, I know we've had some people kind of ask on social media, are we going to have the big bands? And I get it. I love bands, but I used to be in the band. Loyd used to be in the band. I don't know about Jim. Jim was in the band. Jim was a drummer. Okay. So anyway, but it's cold right now. So do we have any bands signed up yet or none?
We don't have any bands signed up. The weather's so unpredictable this time of year, and of course they're playing very, very expensive instruments. So they don't feel comfortable risking those instruments, and of course it can be freezing. We don't want the kids out in that. So we don't have any signed up this year, but it's completely understandable when it's a Christmas parade.
Right. But it is so beautiful to see all those lighted floats and entries, And so what time is the parade next week then?
It starts at 6:30 p.m. on Thursday, December 7th. And the theme this year is Deck the Halls Christmas Light Show. So we're encouraging all participants to, deck their floats out and their trailers, their vehicles as much as they can with all the lights they can find. We kind of went with this theme because, as you might have noticed, downtown Lincoln has lights around the square along the tops of the businesses this year, and along with all the trees on the courthouse lawn and the additional lighting that the courthouse is now getting. We thought, adding more lights to it was very fitting for this year.
Wonderful. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, Loyd, are you going to have an entry?
No, I will be working, actually. I'll be doing the live stream. So.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, anyway. So what do we have going on this weekend? I guess we should start off, day by day, week by week. So what do we have coming up this weekend then?
So this weekend, there is a vendor show at the VFW on Saturday, December 2nd. Then there's another vendor show at the Lincoln Banquet Center December 3rd, which is Sunday. So lots of vendor shows this weekend. Those are the two that I know of off the top of my head. Again, I apologize if I'm forgetting anything because there is so much going on.
Right, I believe in Atlanta.
Yeah, there's one in Atlanta as well.
There we go. Yeah, so another vendor show. Yeah, so lots of vendor shows this weekend, and a lot of these are typically homemade gifts. So they're great for the holidays. You're supporting a small business owner. So, I always like to try and get any gifts that I can at some of these vendor shows because, like I said, you're supporting small and it's something that's made with love. So.
So talking about small business, if we go to tourism's website and on the calendar, for some people who don't know, it's talking about bucks or something program. What's going on with the vendor bucks or what's that program or for spending for downtown at the punch card?
Christmas Express.
Or Christmas Express.
Yes.
That's what that is. So,
Yes.
yeah.
So right now, Christmas Express is going on in downtown Lincoln. It started this past Saturday on Small Business Saturday, and it'll run up until Sunday, I believe, December 16th, I think. And it's a punch card that has 19 participating businesses in the downtown area. So every time you make a purchase at one of those businesses, they will stamp your card. Once you get up to 10 businesses stamped, you get to turn in that card and you're entered into a drawing to win up to 19 $25 gift cards from each of those participating businesses. So it's a pretty good jackpot of money that's being offered, and when you participate, you're also shopping local.
And they can get those punch cards at any of the downtown businesses there then?
Yep, you can pick it up at any of the participating businesses, and you can also drop them off when they're completed at any of the participating businesses as well.
Can they also drop them off there at tourism if they need be? So
if you ever run into a situation, typically on especially Mondays, a lot of those businesses are closed. We're there 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, so you're also welcome to drop it off at our office.
Wonderful. Now I see that Scully Park. They got the fountain winterized, and there's a Christmas tree right there. It's beautiful. What's going on at Scully Park?
So they will be having the ice skating rink is back open for the season. Hours may differ a little bit this year than last year because it's always since it's run by local people and volunteers sometimes. Check in for hours because it's not always. I guess it's not going to be open every day of the week, mostly on weekends. So you can find most of that information either on the Logan County Board's Facebook page or the Scully Park Activities Facebook page is where they will be posting information for times and dates of when the ice skating rink will be open for business.
As I see here, Fridays are 5 to 9 p.m. and then Saturdays 11 to 7 and then Sundays from 1 to 7 is what I found. And then on December 2nd, I see they've got the Grinch. You can come skate with the Grinch.
Nice. Yeah, so another thing this weekend. You can go, hit the vendor shows and you can take the kids, go ice skating with the Grinch.
And then I asked Jim Ash here if he knows who Elsa is. And, he's got a granddaughter. You know who Elsa is, don't you? That's Elsie the cow, not Elsa from Frozen. But anyway, so I see here on December 10th from 2 to 4, you get to skate with Elsa and Anna. So that sounds like a lot of fun there.
That is awesome.
At the park from 2 to 4. So who kind of in charge, or do you know who puts on or helps organizes everybody to be there and to skate? Is it the park district that
from what I saw this year, the Logan County Board was actually hiring someone to oversee kind of the ice skating rink for the season. So last year it was the park district who is running it, but I believe this year they were looking to hire someone directly to fill that position. So I'm not sure who it is off the top of my head right now, but that was the situation this year. So I think the park district is still involved, but not in the way they were last year.
Then I know we said that, like you said, there's a lot going on this weekend too. I found out that the Elkhart is having their Christmas bake sale this Saturday from 8:30 to 11, and kids get to have breakfast with the Grinch from 9 to 10. The Grinch is everywhere, yes. And so he's going to be there at the Village Hall, and it's hosted by the Elkhart Needs and Goals, and it just sounds like we do have a lot, going on for Logan County.
Oh, yeah.
And then Saturday, you get to have visit Santa, not breakfast, but you get to visit with Santa from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. there at the Lincoln Park District, the ballroom, like you were saying. So they have Santa Claus there as well. What do you see coming up for us for possibly in January? I mean, we've got a jam-packed Christmas going on, but what do you see us going in the future, for some winter months and everything?
I think January we do kind of see a lull because, it's so busy leading up to the holidays. As we've seen, there's just so much going on. And then everyone has their own family things. So January we do see a bit of a lull. And I think people are kind of, getting back into the groove of the new year, New Year's resolutions and stuff like that. So I do expect we'll probably see some stuff, to encourage your New Year's resolutions. I think we'll see a lot of maybe the local gyms putting out new classes or new ways to kind of get active, even though it is the middle of winter and it's probably a time of year we don't really want to get active. But I think we'll probably see a little bit of that, and then we'll see another pickup around Valentine's Day with vendor shows, because you want to get that special someone a nice gift.
So are you tourism, what are we gearing up for the summer, spring months coming up? What do we have going on there coming up?
So we're always getting ready for the Route 66 100-year anniversary, which is in 2026. So we're always looking to, improve the towns along Route 66 here, where EV chargers have been a huge discussion along Route 66. So we're looking into possible grants to maybe get some EV chargers in a couple of the towns here in Logan County.
What towns are looking at possibly getting those chargers then?
So Atlanta already has some. They have had some for many, many years now. And they actually just got new ones installed this past summer. And then as of right now, Lincoln and Elkhart don't have any locations. Well, I take that back. There are a few places in Lincoln at a couple dealerships, and Elkhart does not have any. So as of right now, we'd like to get some in Lincoln and Elkhart as well. But it'll just come down to what grants become available, and each grant has its own match requirement. So what funds can be put up to meet that match, or just what is feasible.
Do you know, and if you don't know, that's fine, how much is it to put in an EV charger? So, because you mentioned grants, so what are we looking at dollar-wise there?
It's always a bit of a toss-up because there's different levels of EV chargers. So there's levels 1, 2, and 3. Level 3 being the quickest charger. So those are the ones that you'd probably see at Shields or something like that, where it charges your car completely in about an hour or two, whereas the other ones, levels 1 and 2, are the ones you're usually seeing in people's homes that are charging them overnight. So level 3 chargers are going to be a lot more expensive than levels 1 or 2 because they charge so quickly. But not only the chargers are going to differ in amounts, but also the infrastructure of where they're going to be placed, whether there's already electricity there, whether electricity needs to be run, construction, because you're going to have to probably tear up concrete to put in the equipment, and there's a lot that goes into it, and it all kind of depends location and what level of charger you're looking at.
So I do not have an electric vehicle. So we see these chargers going in. Does somebody swipe their credit card, debit card, or can put in cash, to pay for that charge that's going in? How do they, pay for that?
Typically, I think the newer ones are card only instead of cash. So yeah, they would swipe their card. I believe they would pay, whatever the amount is, and then they can charge their car.
Okay.
And it is great, and particularly in business districts, because say they're traveling long distance, they can park, swipe it, get their car charging, and then maybe they go and get lunch, and then they do a little bit of shopping, or something to do at that time while they're waiting for their car to charge.
So is tourism, along with the city and the county, are we possibly looking at putting in maybe a charger more closer to downtown? I know you said there's a couple at the dealerships now in Lincoln, but possibly bring that draw of people who do have electric vehicles to downtown. Is that what?
Yeah, I think that would definitely be an ideal location. It's going to come down to what we can make work with the county and the city, but ideally I think those would be great locations because that's where people can, spend a little bit of their time and their money, hopefully, in our communities.
So is those talks going on right now or not?
Here and there, it's kind of a toss-up, like I said, because, we're just kind of waiting on grants and stuff like that and what funding is available, because some grants, they do also have a match requirement. So it might be like, oh, yes, it's free money, but, there's a pretty hefty match that goes along with it.
There is a price tag, basically, on the backside to it.
Yes,
you know what I mean? It's not just free money, like you said. You got to have dollar for dollar.
Yes.
So, wow.
Yeah.
What stations? Go ahead.
I'm just thinking there's probably a lot of logistical, administrative hoops to jump through as far as where is it going to go, whose ground is it on, who has the right of way, those kinds of things.
Exactly. Yeah. So it would be nice to be like, oh yeah, we'll put it here, but it's
right.
It's not that simple, unfortunately.
A lot going into that.
Yeah.
What off the top of your head, do you know what dealerships do have charging stations there in Lincoln then?
I believe it was Grau that just got theirs put in just a few weeks ago. And I'm not 100%, I want to almost say Examus might have some, I think. But I know Grau...
That's fine, I don't want to put you on the spot.
Yeah,
I didn't know, because I don't have an electric vehicle, so...
I do know Grau just put theirs in a few weeks ago, so...
So somebody can come by and swipe their card and then charge, then basically.
Kind of like, looked like it was kind of like pulling up to a drive-by ATM. You kind of pull up and there's the keypad and plug in and off you go.
Yeah.
Neat. So, moving forward, I see as we're driving down the road, and you see Route 66 as we go over, that signage there in Lincoln. Tell us a little bit more about that, because that just started kind of popping up. It seemed like, well, maybe to me, it seemed like it just started popping up, showing up in the last 6 months. So
yes.
What's the story behind that?
So we often hear that a lot of travelers get lost on Route 66 because there's confusing signage. It's not too bad here in Illinois, but other parts in other states can be very confusing because maybe the road doesn't exist there anymore. So they have to either hop on the interstate and then hop back off. And even in Lincoln, it goes two different directions. Whereas the original road goes straight through our business district, our downtown district, whereas the other one kind of goes around town. So we applied for a grant that a part of that grant that they were focusing on was improved wayfinding, and we marketed these Route 66 shields as a way to mark the path that they're supposed to go, and then they're also keeping their eyes on the road because they're not looking for those brown Route 66 signs that sometimes it's like, if they don't have some kind of system guiding them, they're just, they don't know when the next sign's going to pop up. So we put those out throughout Lincoln. They're thermoplastic shields. They actually came already cut to that shape, and then they're just applied to the road with a heat torch. So we tried that here in Lincoln first. We worked with the City of Lincoln Street and Alleys Department, and they did the labor for us. And so they got those shields down, and we're hoping to get them throughout the whole county, but we'll just have to wait for another grant round to hopefully apply for it. And then we'll have to work with the City of Atlanta and then Broadwell and Elkhart as well.
Oh, neat. So they kind of be maybe like going into the towns possibly.
Yeah.
That they're so on Old 66, as we all call it, that
yes.
there and through the town. Neat.
Yeah.
That is really, really neat. Off the top of your head, I mean, it's been unreal what we hear of travelers that come through Logan County. Can you elaborate on, what's drawing them here, besides 66, and what's possibly coming more to draw more travelers, for 66 people to come and visit us? So.
Yeah, I think, Route 66 draws in a lot of people, but also we have we have a big tie with Abraham Lincoln. So, history buffs are looking at that as well. And, we're cute small town America. That's become very, very popular. I think people are kind of looking for that hometown comfort feeling that not everyone maybe grew up with. So I think we also have that to offer. So but besides that, we see people from all over the world. I just was updating our visitor log yesterday. We have a visitor book that people can sign when they come in, and we keep a log of that just to, keep track of our numbers and where people are coming from. And we had France, Germany.
Wow.
We had someone from like Pennsylvania. So still like all over the United States, but also worldwide. And those were just people that were here within the last 2 weeks or so. In the summertime, we see a lot more people from really all over the world.
And you said 2026 is the big anniversary then?
Yes, 100 years.
What are you looking up to possibly doing or working towards, for events then for the area?
We'd like to do some kind of event. We don't have anything concrete right now, but there are many things throughout the whole state of Illinois that, there's been talks to maybe do one big thing in conjunction for a weekend. So like a bunch of towns along the route would have stuff going on, or even towns along the entire route have things going on. So there's been talks here and there, but like I said, we don't have anything concrete
Nothing
yet.
concrete yet.
Yeah.
So, but that's neat. And then what I think is neat when you drive past the Illinois State Fairgrounds at night, and I don't know if you're in Springfield
once in a while
in the evenings, but I saw, the state fair has, on the corner there, it's Peoria, and I cannot think of the other road that goes past that. Anyway, I always come in and I don't pay. Or is it Jefferson? Or no, not Jefferson. But anyway, it's across from Thornton's gas station, folks. But anyway, they've got a Route 66 display all lit up. So an experience. I don't know. Have you been through that? I didn't get a chance to go through it at the State Fair this year.
Yes, it's the Gate 2 exhibit. So the group that put it there is the Illinois Route 66 Scenic Byway. They're based out of Springfield, and we're members of that organization. So during the State Fair week, we actually go and set up a booth there.
Really?
And this past year was the first year that they'd had, the year before they had 1 neon sign up, I believe, maybe 2. But this year they had 4 neon signs up. There's information in the little buildings that you can walk through, and the whole idea behind it is you're able to walk from Chicago to St. Louis. So it's a walkable Route 66 of
neat.
Illinois. So yeah, during the State Fair week, works out really well. We're able to set up a booth so we can sell merchandise, hand out information about Logan County, and it is typically a week to 2 weeks before the Balloons Over 66 Festival, so we can also hand out information about that and the Rail Splitter Festival, which is usually about a month away.
That is neat. That's great to tie that all in for the businesses and everything. What other questions do you have for her?
If folks are interested in finding out more about what's going on tourism-wise, activity-wise, I know you've got a few different ways that you get information out. Can you maybe let people know how you do that?
Yeah, be sure to check out our Facebook page. That's probably usually has the most up-to-date information because Facebook is, always right at your fingertips. But our Facebook page is Logan County Tourism Bureau. And if you go to our website, it is destinationlogancountyil.com. We have an events calendar, an events page on there. If you ever have an event coming up that you notice is not on there, please feel free to fill out the form at the bottom of the page and send us the information, and we'll get that uploaded. Or you can always call us at 217-732-8687 or email me at director@destinationlogancountyil.com.
So, like, say somebody from, Hartsburg Emden's got something, town-wise going on, their festivals or whatnot, get a hold of you, and tourism's there to help, broadcast that and advertise that then. So
yeah, promote it in any way, share it on the Facebook page, get on the events calendar. The easiest way for us to find an event to get on the events calendar is if it's made into a Facebook event, because there's a whole tab for it on Facebook. We can look at all the events going on, and we can narrow it down by date. So either that coming weekend or this month or next month or something like that. So if it's just a picture of a flyer, there's a good chance we might miss it, even if it is on Facebook. But if you ever notice something, just send it to us and we'll be sure it gets on there.
That's wonderful. If somebody's not tech savvy, they can call you up and go help. We don't know what we're doing. We need tourism. So, because it is a county-wide thing, so it's not, I'm not picking on Lincoln or saying, it's not singling out Lincoln. It is, here for the whole county,
yes.
East and Broadwell, all over, Hartsburg, Emden, so Elkhart, so what not have you. Do you ever need volunteers there at tourism to help out with things, say, for the festivals coming up this summer? So do you need volunteers or?
I think the events that we see we need the most volunteers at, particularly our third Fridays in Lincoln. We're always looking for volunteers for the bounce houses because, we just need to keep an eye on the kids and someone to make sure the flow of traffic's going okay with the bounce houses. And then we're also always looking for volunteers for Balloons Over 66. That's a big weekend, and it can't happen unless, we have people, extra hands on deck to help with it.
And that's really regrown, I guess you could say, and evolved, even more.
Yes. Yeah, we've seen, that's an event, and another thing we're always working on. And since it's been named Balloons Over 60, or, Balloons Over 66, I think that's also really helped marketing-wise, because when people are looking for Route 66 events or even planning their trip, they might see, oh, there's a hot air balloon festival, maybe we should plan it around that weekend and, stay there for the weekend.
Right, because I know you said we had the most balloons this year, correct? You and Seth said that this year, that we had the most balloons show up, so almost at capacity, it sounded like.
Yes, I want to say we were at 37, and I don't think we can fit much more than that. So.
No, that's neat. So anyway, Loyd, do you have anything else? Nothing?
No.
Jim, any Elsa questions you can think of? So anyway, well, folks, if they want to know, again, what's going on in or around Logan County, they can check the Facebook page, correct?
Yeah, so, Facebook page or our website at destinationlogancountyil.com.
Well, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for coming up to the Radio Ranch. We greatly appreciate it. And folks, thank you for tuning into Viewpoint here on 96.3 FM. The Lord and weather willing, we'll be back next week.